For 8 long years, liberal pundits have had one big, fat, juicy target, the Bush administration. Whether it was George W.'s mangled syntax, Dick Cheney's hunting skills, Karl Rove's Machiavellian methods, the war, Katrina, the financial meltdown, the left was on offense. Now, we're looking at 4 years of President Barack Obama and a heavily Democratic Congress. What are the libs going to do? Joining us now in Los Angeles, Stephanie Miller, who hosts the nationally syndicated Stephanie Miller radio show. And here in Washington, Clarence Page, columnist for the Chicago Tribune. Stephanie, you've been on offense against the Bush crowd for 8 years. What happens now?
Howard, I am here to officially announce the death of comedy with President-elect Obama. However, I did hear that Rush Limbaugh already said Friday that the Barack Obama recession has begun. I speak for many of us when I say, huh? He's not even president yet.
But are you planning to...
we're on defense now.
Are you planning to go to the store and buy some pom-poms and be a complete cheerleader for Obama?
No. I can find a fart joke in anything. You know that, Howard.
All right. Clarence Page, you're a Chicago guy. You know Obama. You're on the liberal side. Are you going to be in Obama's corner?
Well, you know, I think Chris Matthews, you were quoting him earlier, he misspoke. I think he said he meant to say his job is to support the institution of the presidency. And I think that's the job of all of us. How can that job be done better, regardless of who is there? Now, for liberal or conservative columnists, what's important is you've got certain principles and programs you want to see enacted. There were promises Barack Obama made to all sides. How well is he going to execute those? From the comedy point of view, hey, there is never a dearth of comedy. I think our comedy punditocracy has been remarkably chicken, Howard. I mean, they've been afraid to really satirize Barack Obama because he's black. I mean, this is an incredible political correctness. There was even a debate over whether or not Saturday Night Live, and I'm just blanking on the name of the wonderful...
Fred Armstead?
Fred Armstead, thank you. Fred Armstead, who's racially mixed himself, whether he ought to be playing a black or racially mixed political candidate. Now, come on. I mean, are we going to give everything over to chocolate news now to be courageous, shall we say?
Stephanie, how do you plead to this very serious charge of going easy on the president-elect for racial reasons?
Howard, I think you listen to my radio show, and you know we don't go easy on anybody. So I think, can we make fun of Barack Obama? Yes, we can. I think yes, we can is still operative.
Well said.
But is it harder to be funny when you're talking about what a great job the president is doing?
Yeah, it's a little hard to top George W. Bush in terms of comedy. The whole well-spoken thing is really throwing us off in the comedy world, but we'll find something. All
right. Now, is it, you mentioned race, so let's put it on the table, Clarence. Yeah. Is there an assumption that you will defend Barack Obama, no matter what, because he's African-American, you're African-American, and there's some sort of bond there?
Yeah, there's that presumption, and it cuts both ways. There are some folks who view that negatively. There are others, there are black folks who presume I'm going to be the great defender of anything that the black candidate or the black office holder does. Both sides are in for disappointment, and I think it takes you a couple of years in this business to get used to the vitriol that gets thrown at you. But I figured out early on that the people who hate my commentary today may love me next week. I think I'm the best thing since sliced bread, simply because they agree with that one and didn't agree with the earlier one. So, I mean, our job is to take the brickbats from both sides, but also to help to provoke people to think.
Stephanie, I assume that you'll still have some pretty juicy targets in Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity and other denizens of what you call right-wing world. But I'm wondering if you think that the Obama presidency will help in any way liberal radio in general, which after all has been just a fraction of the markets which are dominated by conservative talk show hosts.
Oh, yeah. I'm already planning to send Sean Hannity cell phone pictures of me in the White House just to taunt him. I think we've talked about this before, Howard. Good talk radio is about entertainment, really. It's not about a political movement. And everybody said when Clinton was gone, oh, what's Rush going to do? Well, Rush is a great entertainer. He's going to be fine. We're on defense now. The people that are good entertainers and get ratings on the liberal side will continue to thrive. And I think that it'll be good to see Sean and Rush scared.
But you really combine both of those because
Coward, let me paraphrase something that John McCain said. I would rather lose the comedy war and win an election at this point as a liberal.
Hear, hear.
So in other words, you're so happy as somebody who did not like Bush and obviously likes the president-elect to have him heading for the Oval Office, even if it means you give up a few yucks.
Yes, I'm willing to lose the comedy war.
Did I put it eloquently enough?
I am a fine American. I'm willing to lose the comedy war to win the election for this country.
Clarence Page, do you have much of a relationship with Barack Obama? And for example, Jesse Jackson in Chicago.
I used to.
You used to?
I used to before he got really successful, you know. And
now he's left you behind?
I have the same access problem as everybody else, I think, although I got, I mean, I'm not going to complain. I've got a lot more access than most people, too. So, but I think, anyway, what's your question, Howard?
My question is, why do you think that President-elect Obama didn't go out of his way to try to cultivate people in the press, particularly columnists who might be seen as his natural allies?
Well, I don't think either campaign did, but obviously Obama's campaign was more successful as far as their public image and coverage was concerned. Michelle Martin said earlier, you know, about all the opportunities the McCain campaign missed to come onto her show. They invited him and all, and I think right now, frankly, what's important to remember about Barack Obama is that he obviously has great image discipline, great message discipline, and that has benefited him. If you want to talk about criticism or satire, the man's got a sense of humor, and it does show once in a while. When he said referred the other day to much like me, that was such a profound little aside that he made, especially for us pundits. We can write for weeks on something like that.
Yeah, you know? No, I think he has been keeping a sense of humor under wraps, and we saw more glimpses of it at the press conference on Friday. Here's a sign of the new era. I want to play for you a little bit of tape. Stephanie Miller, I'm sure you've seen Saturday Night Live making fun of somebody from your side of the aisle.
Mr. Lieberstein, you speak of considerations of the rights of others. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Mr. Lieberstein, sir, if you yet retain any trace of honor, you must at once resign as president of this co-op. Indeed, sir, justice and decency demand you so to do.
Now, was that an accurate portrayal of your crazy friend Keith Olbermann?
If I didn't want to marry him, that would be so much funnier. You know, I think Keith played it on his show, and I think he has a good sense of humor about it. And, you know, for a liberal woman, the madder he gets, the hotter I get for him. I think you know that, Howard.
You're not making any bones about it. I've got half a minute, Clarence Page. When you were talking more regularly to Senator Obama, did he just, was he always wary of the press, or is that more so when he became a potential nominee and a potential president? No drama, Obama. That's him. I mean, his rapport with the press has always been good, and I think he works crowds and people very well. What's remarkable, David Brooks has written about what a sojourner he is, though. You know, he engages people easily. He fits into all kinds of different environments, navigates across all kinds of color lines and other lines. But what is he really committed to? We're going to learn more about President Obama after he becomes a full-fledged president. Well, you both will have 4 years to analyze him, psychoanalyze him, and in Stephanie's case, make fun of him. Stephanie Miller, Clarence Page, thanks very much for joining us this morning.